Hi there, it's Karen here from Turquoise Treasures and welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be working in my bird journal today, or bird stroke nature journal, and I've been going to make a matchbook pad thing. I haven't seen anybody actually make one of these, so I'm kind of making it up as I go along. I've seen people using them and talking about how to make them, but I've never actually seen one made. So I thought I'd give it a go. I did make one for something I made for my friend, the envelope flip out booklet that I did a flip through of. I haven't actually shown you that being made, but I did make one of these matchbook things for her, and it took me ages. But that was using book pages and covering them, and I had to make it really long. I'm going to use this pad, I think, for this one, and I'm just going to start with a 12-inch length and just make it to whatever size it ends up, which is probably going to be about 5 inches high, maybe. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to figure it out as I go along, so bear with me. So this is the pad I've been using, the Stamperia Spring Botanic pad, which is, there's not a lot left of it. I've used a bit of it, as you've seen me using some of it. This is one of the pages that is an option for using. I also did wonder about whether I could use a piece from this cover, because I could cut it down there and I've got this prettiness, or on this side, either side of this area here would work, I think. So that's an option, except that when I fold it down, I think I worked out that this would end up, the rose, which is really, well, not rose, this beautiful flower, I think would end up as being upside down if I wanted it on the outside cover. And I don't really want this on the inside. I don't mind having it on the outside. I mean, I don't mind this being on the inside. It's really attractive, but I think it's a little bit boring for the outside. But I do have an option for this, and I've been wondering whether to do this. So I've just been trying to figure out how to use it. So that's another option, because that's a nice double-sided page, which is really pretty, but not particularly strongly botanic looking. It's kind of quilty and really beautiful, but I don't know that it has that strong botanic feel to it, so that's why I'm not sure. There's this one, which is the bugs, the page of bugs, and I'm still not sure about using this, because although I could cover some of it up, I'm not sure I could cover enough of it up. It's a possibility, because I mean, I'm not even that keen on the other side, to be perfectly honest, so we'll see. But what I could do, which I think I might at least try and do, is use some of these on the cover to cover up anything that doesn't look like it fits. So I might just take that one out and start by cutting those out, because I also have an idea of using one of these for the cover of the pad as well, that's going to go inside. So I think these would be really quite useful. I've been wondering how to use them, and I think this is where they might come in handy. So I'm going to cut those out. So I don't know because I don't know which ones I'm going to use. And that just leaves the journaling cards, really. This is really pretty, but it's the back page, so I'm not going to be able to use that. So that's that. So that's probably what I'm going to do. I want to get that used up, but I just thought I'd quickly show you this pad, which I've just bought as well, which I couldn't... This Stamperia paper is just so beautiful. I couldn't help myself. This is the forest pad, and I thought there would be things in here I could use as well. It's absolutely stunning, this pad. It's got quite a few little little phrases and things, but a lot of them are possibly in Spanish, or probably Italian, actually, because it's Italian pad. Some of it's in English, a lot of it's in Italian. So I don't know if I'll be able to use many of those. But there's this page with all these little squares, which would be really interesting to use. You could cut those out and do a little, which I've seen Sue at Paper Inspiration's been doing something like this on her channel, where she's been cutting out the little cards and making it into, folding them up, something like that. Or a flip up. You could do a flip up with these, so there might be an option there. And there's this beautiful page with the fox, and I mean, look at all these and these are these are birds. So I don't know how I'd work them into the journal, but I might find a way. That one. And then there's these glorious cards. Oh, and this page, I just think this is stunning. If I'd had this book when I did my journal, I think I'd have put this in as the middle spread, the middle page spread. I think that's just beautiful. So there we are, that's that one. This one, isn't that pretty? So pretty. The back of that is all the leaves. I mean, this is going to be really handy. This double-sided page is really lovely. Might use that for something. Got to think of something to use it for. And then this one with the birds, gorgeous. I mean, they're all absolutely stunning. There's the back of that one. I mean, I wouldn't even know which side to use. It's just so pretty, so beautiful. And then there's this one, a bit more muted. And then this glorious autumnal page on the back. Goes on and on, this one. I don't know whether they've changed the way they're doing them, but this pad seems to have less or fewer journaling cards and things that are difficult to use as a double-sided page. So there's this page, which is fish. So I don't think I'd use the fish, but that's really pretty on the back there. So that could be used for something possibly. So there's then there's just one page here, loads of little tags. And then this page is more neutral, more of a abstract design with lots of leaves. This is more quite leaf based, and that could be used double-sided. And then there's just this back page with, presumably you can cut all these out, and that's handy because it's the back page. So when you cut these things out, you want to stick them on. You don't need the back page. So actually, that's much better put together, I think, this pad, much more usable from my point of view. But some lovely things that you can cut out and use there. So that's gorgeous, and I'm hoping I'll be able to work some of that into my journal as well. I just thought I'd show you that. I keep seeing Stamperia pads that I want to buy, and I'm trying to think about how I can work a journal around them. Shouldn't really be that way around, I'm sure, but I just love them. Okay, so we'll get started on this. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is to cut out, where are they? Cut these out. See if I can get this to work, because it's got quite stiff. So I thought, well, if I use that cover page, and it all goes horribly wrong, I haven't really lost much, have I? I can use something else. But it could well work out with using these to cover up the things that I don't need to see. They're quite long, these. I may have to trim them down to fit, I'm not sure. I think now I've cut that out, but I might just use my trimmer. My little trimmer. Just to finish them off. I hope that's straight. Yeah. Whoa, that wasn't straight. I have to tidy that one up a bit. That's a shame. Okay. And let's see. That one looks all right. So that's one. I think I messed this one up, which is a shame. Might be able to get away with it if I trim it down a bit. And I have got 3 to choose from, and I don't know if I'll need 3. I think I'll only need 2 anyway. I'm not going to mess about with that one too much right now, only if I need it further down the line, but I like these 2. So they may be the ones I use. In this case, whether they fit, I really don't know how this is going to go. I haven't tried it. Normally, I like to make a prototype of things that I'm going to show you on camera, but because I've been, literally this week, it's been all about the wedding journal. Because I've been trying to get it done, to get it sent out, I would normally make this video about a week before it's due to air, just because I like to be ahead and give myself a bit of time. But I've actually left it till only a couple of days before it's due to go. To be, you know, still I would normally I would schedule all my bird journal videos to go up on a Monday, and I would normally make the video probably the Tuesday before. But this is Friday, so I've cut it a little fine for me. I'm not really comfortable doing too many things and then loading them immediately. I like to give myself a little bit of time ahead, otherwise I feel I get a bit anxious that I'm not going to get it done. So, having said that, I haven't done a prototype. That's what I was trying to explain. Now I've just got to try and decide how wide this needs to be, because it's going to go in it'll go in a pocket, but it doesn't need to be too tiny. I think, and I don't know how wide I've done this. Maybe I should actually measure it to give it some sort of, so I've got some idea of what I'm working with. Let's put it that side. Right, let's have a look, see how we're doing. So if I did it 3 inches wide, where would that be? 3 inches, I think. I'm trying to imagine it in a pocket. I don't want it to be. It's about the size. It'd be about the size of a reasonably good sized tag, I think, is what it should be. I think that'll be all right. Let's try it. I've always got the option to use the other side if I don't like it. So I'm really trying to just figure this out as I go along. I think I'm going to need my little scoreboard. Right, so this will be the inside. This will fold over and tuck into the thing at the bottom, to the little lip at the bottom, which should be not too wide. I'll score it at 1.5, I think. 1.5. That's here. That'd be about right, I think. I don't even know if it needs to be as high as that, actually. I might make it 1.25. Because it's just got to tuck it in. It's just got to tuck the top in. So I might make it just 1.25. Go there. Right. So 1.25. That folds up like that. You can see I've just folded that up. Except it needs to fold up the other way, doesn't it? It's got to fold that way. And then, this is the tricky part, because I need to just tuck it in about there. So I think I'll just fold it and So that's the size, which I think isn't quite a nice little size for a pad. It's a lot smaller than the things I was planning to stick on it though. It's all got bits of glue from the pad on the side here, which isn't great. So what I had to do when I made the other one, when I made a really long one, I had to get the two book page sort of rolled up, folded up into the size, and then I had to join two of them together and then cover them with book page and try and cover the joins, and it took ages, but because I wanted one that would take up a whole length of the envelope, and I wanted it to be long, but it did take a long time to do. So I thought if I do one with just one sheet of one 12-inch length, maybe that will be a bit easier and won't take so long. So that's the theory. Of course, it also means it's a lot smaller. I mean, I think that's not a bad size and I think I've seen Corrie showing. I mean, she didn't show how to make it, but she did show quite a little tiny one. You can make them any size. That doesn't look as bad as I thought upside down, actually. Looks like it's just sort of draping quite delicately. So I don't know that I'll be able to use. Oh look, see, that's like the little version of it. Maybe I could use it up to here on the pad. So I was thinking it would be quite nice to have that at the front of the pad. The pad's in here, it just tucks in. Maybe I'll try and do that. So that's pretty much all I need to do on here. There might be a little bit of, inevitably there might be a bit of lace along the edge here, I'm not sure. And then it just sticks down at the bottom there, and then you just tuck it in. So I think I would sew round it as well. I think that's what I will do. I don't know whether you sew, I can't remember if you stick it at the sides. I don't think you do, otherwise it might impede that tucking in there. Right, so the next thing to do will be to make the pad to go in it. And I've got some book page scraps and things here. I've got this lovely paper. Got a piece of this. I've got a piece of that that's been coffee dyed. Some ordinary coffee dyed paper as well. I think that should do it. So it's 3 inches wide, so the pad, and it can be a bit wider than this. I could just have that as the cover. Could make that 2.5. Yeah, about 2.5 inches wide, I think. Okay. I'll take a piece of this paper, 2.5. About there. Let's see how that looks. So if you had that there, and I could just have the little cover on the front, that would still look okay. I'm just going to have to decide how long that can be. I think I'll just try trimming it off. I'll try and keep the butterfly. It may not be possible. See if that's going to be too long. Let's have a look. So the idea is, I think you'd stick it in there. I mean, I'm just wondering whether you'd even stick it or just have it in there as a removable pad, which might be possible, because then you could have it that long and then just take it out as you need it. But it's probably going to keep falling out, isn't it? So I probably would want to just catch it down at the top, so that it can just flip out. I think that might be okay. I hope. Right, let's do some more paper. I'm going to do another one of these. I like this paper, it's nice and thin. 2.5 I said, didn't I? Right, and I'll cut this to the right length, and then I'll cut it down to size. Doesn't have to be exactly the same length. That should do it. Two and a half, that's about there. But I'm going to tidy that up. I've decided that this, usually I like to rip the pads, but for some reason I don't want this one ripped. That one. And I'll do another one. They're not all the right size yet, but I'm getting there. And we'll do some of the coffee dye paper as well. 2.5. Maybe I'll just cut this one in half. So we've got different lengths of paper. It's about half. Let's see if I've got anything else I could put in. That's too narrow. So this is slightly thicker than the other paper. Maybe it would be quite a good one to have at the back. And what's the length I need? I haven't measured it, I'll just feed it in. Do it at about the right place. Right. Let's see. What have we got? So I might give some of them a torn edge. So So that's a slightly thicker one, so that could go at the back. And maybe that one. I think I'll just play it safe and get my tear ruler. So that one, and then one of the, just tear a little bit off that one. That one there. And what else we got? A little shorter piece. Tear that off at the edge. And another longer one. That's got to go that way. Just tear this off a little bit. Go there. And I've got this one. And the other shorty. And then the cover. Don't know whether that looks better. Perhaps under here. Right, what I think I might do now, it's just, I think I'd like to sew across the top. Let me just paper clip it. I'm just going to pull up the sewing machine. Right, I will, I'll just clear the space and then I'll get the sewing machine and I'll do it on camera. Okay, so I've got the sewing machine here. I hope you can see roughly what I'm doing. I've only got quite a pale grey thread in here at the moment. I didn't really feel like changing it, so I think it'll be all right. I think I'm just going to do a little zigzag across the top, and I've just moved my paper clip round so I can leave it and it'll hold things while I'm just sewing. So I'm just going to pop that under here and fingers crossed. Oh, my pedal's done a runner. Just come back here. Right, okay, I think I can reach. And I'm just going to do a little bit of back stitch. And just at the end. There it is. Just that little bit of, hope I've sewn it on straight-ish. Oh well. Best laid plans and all that. It's not as straight as I'd have liked. So we'll just have a little flip up cover, and then we've got our little notepad inside. So that's quite nice. Just kind of trim that off a little bit. Okay, where's it gone? So I think I've got one more thing I want to just try and decide how to sew. I do want to sew around this. I can't quite decide. I don't think you need to sew it at the sides here, otherwise it will... I'm just trying to think how this works. Maybe I won't be able to sew around the side. I'll just sew across the bottom. I'll have to do a straight stitch, I think. Just a straight stitch to hold it down, but not up the sides. So I better do that now. We thread through a little bit. Don't want it coming out. There we go. And then I will decorate this this little flap anyway. So I shall do it quite near the edge, the bottom edge. That's it. Right, let's pull my board across. There we go. All the stuff I had to shove aside, all coming back into view. Okay, so let's have a look, see how we're doing with this. That goes. I will ink round it, I think, anyway. So if I stick that in there, will it fit? It's a bit of a tight fit, I think. It's just about, yeah, I think it's okay. It can still pop out for writing, and then pop back in. So I'm just going to do a bit of inking first, and then I'm going to stick this into the just right at the top edge to hold it in. I'm going to ink along there to define that a little bit there. Yeah, I can't figure out a way to sew this. I'm sure it is possible to sew around the whole thing, but I'm not sure how it would look, because you can't sew. I suppose I could have sewn across down the whole thing when it was flat and then folded it out. Oh, I could have done that, I suppose, but I haven't, so there it is. Perhaps when I make another one I'll do it that way. I'm still figuring it out really at the moment. I haven't quite decided whether I want to round the corners on this. At the moment not, I don't think. This is one of those things I think you could probably do a mass make on, if you were so inclined, and it's quite possible that Tina at Shabby Dabby Doodah has already done a mass make on this. I really don't know. I haven't seen it. I've seen quite a lot of her mass makes, but I haven't seen them all. So if she's done this and you've seen her do it, probably best to do it her way. So I'm going to have to cover this. I thought it might fold at this point here. I suppose if I'd done it completely in half, it would have folded down the middle, but because of the flap up, it hasn't. So, and then I would have just done a bit of lace across the top, and that would have been fine. So, I'm going to have to put something across here just to disguise that little bit there. But that won't be a problem. I'm just trying to decide. I want to decorate this bit, and I want to decorate the bottom flap. And I haven't really thought that through. My go-to for decoration on this kind of thing is going to be a bit of lace. But I don't really want to make this journal over lacy. I'd rather, I don't think my friend who it's destined for is a particularly lacy girl, so that might not be the best way to approach this. Right, let me just put this in anyway, or am I better to decorate first? You can tell I haven't really thought this through properly. I need to put something across the bottom. What can I choose? Maybe something from the pad. See if I've got any bits that I can just pick out to use to decorate. I've got these gigantic circles, which obviously are no good to me at the moment. So I'm wondering whether I can pick anything out from here. What else we got? I've got the tags. More tags. There was this piece that I cut off, wasn't there, which was quite a nice piece. But it's not very wide. But I could possibly make that into a... Could also almost make that a tuck and put a journal card in there. Could try it. I don't want to over bulk it, but maybe that would make life too complicated. I just want something to put on there. Okay, what else we got in here? Not much left in this pad. I may have to break into the other pad. I've got these two sheets that are just plain. And back. Nope, nothing obvious there. And I think it's too small a space to put a bird. Let's see if there's anything in this pad that might just work. I don't know. I could put something. So I'm just leafing through. See if there's anything that springs to, looks like an obvious little thing I can cut out and pop on there. Really. I'm going to pause and have a think, and I'll be back. Okay, I've had a little think, and I've decided that I'm going to use some of the butterfly, the prettier bits off this paper. I thought it'd be a shame not to use any of it, and there's lots of butterflies. I just have to cut out the bits that I like. So I'm just going to grab my trimmer, I think. And So there's a really pretty pink butterfly that I think will go quite nicely on that flap. So I just have to cut it free. So I'll just trim along here. I've got a label I can use there as well. And then cut that along here. And then once I've got that, I'll be able to trim trim around the butterfly where I want it. And I'm going to possibly use this one as well. So I'll cut that out. Cut it down to about there. And then I've got one to go on that back piece that I need to cover up. Let's see how wide that is. Don't want to end up not cutting it wide enough. It's not very wide, so that will be fine there. Right, so they're the bits I need. Don't need that bit for now. And then let's see if I can make this one work. So that's about, oh, it's not central, is it? Get this out of the way. Pop him central. About there. Right. Whoop. Don't think I'll be using him anytime soon. He looks fierce. So now I think I'm going to have to cut this down a bit more, otherwise he might not fit. I wonder if the other one will fit better. Where'd it go? There it is. Maybe this one would work better. Let's have a look on the back. So that could go on the back. Yeah. That could definitely go on the back and cover up all those words. And then this one, because the butterfly is not quite as big that way, it might fit better. So let's do it with this one. Centralise it. More or less, there we are. Cut this one down. And cut it there. Now let's see if it needs any more trimming. It does need a bit more. Top and bottom, I think. Cut across there, across there. try that. See how that looks. Do I want to show the stitching? I might just trim it a bit on this side, just so it shows a little bit of it, what's around, you know, the backing card. Don't know, trust me, not entirely straight. Right, how does that look? I think that would work quite nicely on there, so I'm just going to ink that and stick it on. What about the other piece? I'll ink that as well while I'm at it, if I can find it. Where did the other one go? Did it fly away? I think I don't want it to be a bit any narrower, because I don't want any of that writing to show, so I think I'll stick it on as it is. Just define the edges a little bit. Right, let's stick this one on. I use the art glitter glue because it's cardstock. There we are. I rather like that. Now that just pops in there. Wondering if it'll need some sort of tab here, but anyway, let's finish decorating this piece. Well, I'll stick him on the back, and that's done. Right. Right, okay. I don't know whether I'm going to be able to use that, but I thought I might use a couple of labels, I think, on the front here. Just a little bit of a label here. I came across this field diary label. It's one of the Tracy Fox field notes labels, and I just thought it'd be quite nice to have field diary on this little thing. So I think I want to put that up there. So let's just do that, or just do a little ink on the edges just to make sure there's no white edge showing. Just got to get the backing off now. There we go. Put that up there. Oh, I am still thinking I might put something around the edge, so I'll just pop that there, I think. Oh, it's not straight, of course. I'm not good at putting things on straight. Right. Now, where my labels go? I was auditioning a few labels, trying to decide, and I was wondering whether I can use this as a bit of a background. It's quite a large green one, that's too big. I've got this one which I quite like, Botanical Garden Herbarium. That might look quite nice if I was able to even back it onto there. What about that? Back it onto there. Pop it up. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I'm hoping that's not going to make any problems for the flap going in. I'm just going to try it. If the whole thing goes horribly wrong, I won't upload this video. Fingers crossed. Right, let's get this label off its backing. That's always the first challenge. Sorry, it's taken me. There we go, I've got it. Finally. Sometimes it happens quickly, and other times not so much. If I was to put that on there, and then just cut around it. Let's just put my pin in. Put that there. That looks quite nice because it picks up the pink from the flower. I like that. Let's see how that looks. And then all I've got to do is stick in my little notepad. And we'll, hopefully this will be okay. No, is that the piece? No, it's not the piece. That's the piece. Right. I had another little thing I was hoping to make. I should have realised this was going to take me the whole hour to do. In my idealistic world, this was only going to take me half an hour, and then I was going to spend the second half of the video making a little flip out booklet thingy. But I might make that another time. Again, it was another one that I just hadn't seen made in that particular format, but it's very similar to a lot of things that people have been making. Right, so that can go in like that. And I'm just going to stick this in and see how it looks. Just going to glue right across the top. Lift the little flap a little bit. Okay, centralise it, not too near the fold. And there we have it, it's in. And that should just, oh no, it's not stuck yet, so it's moving about. Don't really want that, do we? So I'm just going to hold it in place for another moment. I am seriously considering putting a tab on here. Let's see, just to hold, give it a bit more reason to hold in place. Let's see if I can make a I can use some of this paper, can't I? Because that would work. I need a bigger piece though to make a make the mock whale tail. Just going to do that, I think, quickly. Got my big circle punch. Can't remember how to do it. I need my little 1/2 inch punch as well. So we fold it in half. Nice and sharp. Put it in that way. This is how I do the whale tails. Because, well, Rachel from Roxy Creation showed us how to do this ages and ages ago, and then somebody sent her a punch, so she's not had to do it since. But luckily I saw that one video, and I've been able to do it that way since then. That was quite a while ago. That was probably sometime last year during her 100-day project, I think. Hang on. Is that straight? No. There we are. And then it's a case of just doing a little rounding of the corner here. No, not that. Oh yeah, those scissors are right. Little rounding of the corner. Snip off the little point here. Use these scissors, they work better. And round this little corner. Snip off that point, and you have a little whale tail. Well, as good as, you know, close enough. I might just pop that there. Right, so let's glue it. No, ink it, then glue it. And that's quite a good way to use up the paper that I'm not very keen on. I might make a few more of these. So I think I'll just... Whoop. Don't want it to go up too high. It'll cover up my label, won't it? I think it'd be okay there. Make sure it's straight. Right. I think it's dry. Let's just pop this pin back in. And that in there, and I think we have ourselves a little matchbook. There it is. I think that looks quite pretty, and it's using the front cover of the paper pad, which is a real result. And I could use the piece on the other side to do another one if I wanted to, which I may well do. And flips up, and little journal pops out, and you've got a little writing pad. Yeah, I'm quite pleased how that turned out. And tuck that in there. And there it is. Right, so that's that. Thank you very much for joining me once again, and please do join me again soon. Bye for now.